Been fed a lot of lies and fear. Still hurting from taking the last few years on the chin. We're exactly where the devil wants us to be. Far away from God and everything that makes us feel complete. We're watered down like this whiskey in my glass. Watered down like the facts the newsman has. If the truth is What up?
Oh, I hear tap, 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 tapping.
You got me? What's up?
Hi. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. You look beautiful as always. Let me look at you.
Oh, thank you. Do you like my shirt?
Right. Do you like my drink cup?
Yeah.
Can you read it?
Fuck Fauci.
That's what it says.
That's what it says.
I wrote that on there.
Wow, we were on the same level.
It took very careful care to make sure that I got those letters exactly how I wanted them to be. Let's do a little inventory. Let's do a little inventory. I got my big Yeti cup of ice. I don't know if Yeti's like, it might be a Yeti cup. I don't think it's a Yeti cup. I think it's a knockoff brand. Yeti's probably some kind of woke company that somebody will get pissed at me for using. I don't know. F them all, Sara.
All are these days.
How are you?
They all are.
They're all woke.
I'm good. It's been a hell of a day.
Why?
And honestly, it's just been a hell of a weekend/day for me. I had to subject myself to a demonic parade, and then just listening to Anthony Fauci testify has got me like just about to blow a gasket, I guess. So things are going about like normal.
Let me ask you first of all. Let me make sure that my Glock 19 and extra mag are out of the shot there. I'm just
also I'm going in my video to add the live chat back.
Okay.
So whoever is watching right now,
hit your edit deal. I'm going to double check because I got a serious question I want to ask you.
Annoying.
I don't know if you guys were paying attention there at the very, very beginning there when we went live. That is a new song coming out featuring.
I love it.
My friend John Rich, who's singing harmonies with me on the chorus. It's called Watered Down. That'll be the new single. Trust me, it's going to trigger a lot of people, and that's what I'm all about.
So good. So good.
So much fun. So much fun. But John lent his talents to that song, and he's a good friend. Did you get it added?
I'm working on it. I forget where to go.
For my audience that is watching it. So if you're in your YouTube deal, when you click on your live video there, go up in the top right corner where it'll say edit video.
Oh, that's right.
And then you click that, and then you can go over there and add the live feed. You guys just bear with us while we do a little admin stuff and pour a drink. For those of you who are in my audience and have no clue who this is, and you've been under a rock for the last however many years of my life, this is Sara Gonzalez. If you're watching her live feed, I'm Chad Prather.
Yes. Everybody knows who you are, though.
Everybody knows who we both are.
Let's be fair.
The host of Sara Gonzalez Unfiltered on the Blaze. I'm drinking Lalo tequila. This is the grandson of Don Julio, which means it's cheaper, but it's just as good and equally effective. So I started going with this a little bit. Lalo tequila. Pow. Kills the COVID in you. I can tell you that. Nothing can stick to my insides. That's for damn sure. The other thing that I recommend if you're keto or carnivore,
that would be me.
That would be me too. As of this morning again. Do you find it?
Yeah, finally. There's got to be a way that you can just like have that be the default.
I think you can.
Okay, I need to.
Oh dear God, you're gonna watch me get beat by a piece of plastic right here on the live feed. I actually thought this one was open. If I have to leave for the ER, it means I'm going to get stitches.
Oh,
this stuff right here.
Is that our margarita mix?
Yeah, it's so good. Top Hat
Yes.
Provisions lime margarita, sugar free. It's the monk fruit.
Yes,
and monk fruit is fantastic. And I put a little sprinkle, just a sprinkle, because it's still that monk fruit gets you. It's sweet.
Yes, yeah. You
And
need a lot.
Then I take my imported legally from Mexico item Topo Chico, top her off with a little bubble. I like my tequila.
Ooh, yeah, usually you just do the soda.
Yeah, I do. But when I got the monk fruit, I like a little bit of it. I found this thing called Epic Western, which is made with monk fruit and tequila. Every little can, like a Truly, contains the equivalent of 2 shots of tequila. It'll get you set back.
Okay.
Yeah, the little case of that is like drinking a bottle of tequila.
Chad, we need to get this. We need to get this live stream sponsored by.
We really should. So I got the guy who's the sales rep over all of Texas. His name's Hank, and which is just a cool name. Yeah,
of course.
I met him in New Braunfels, Texas. He was giving out samples of this stuff at the liquor store, and I heard him giving a pitch to 2 black ladies, and she said, "What's ranch water?" And I said, "Let me walk over here." She liked it. She didn't buy it. I spent $119 buying cases, and then subsequently drank it over the upcoming week. But anyway, it's really, really good, and it's made with the monk fruit, and it's only got like, I don't know, a couple calories, maybe 5 calories in the whole damn thing.
I love that.
So that's pretty cool. You think that when these people go to these pride rallies, that it's just a hookup gathering, ultimately, like they wind up at a party after dark? And I'll tell you why I asked that question. I mean, I've seen the pride rallies. I know what goes on to the parades and swinging their junk. I mean, especially places like West Hollywood, it goes a little freaky. But my thing there is, like, I've been to the Renaissance Festival, and you stay the after dark shit that happens out in the woods. I mean, they do all kind of weird stuff out there. I've been to the Little People of America rally. The girl told me one time that I was at one of those things with 4,800 midgets. She said, "This is a hookup rally for us. We get together and we meet people."
Oh,
she said, "Sometimes we do some freaky stuff." I was like what? She said, "Some people have orgies." I was like, "This is Little People of America. You could put 9 of y'all in one king size bed and y'all couldn't find each other." So I wonder if these parades, if these things are just an excuse for everybody to get G with it. What do you think?
I mean, I would say yes.
I just know that if I was going to a parade that was centered around my sexuality, my plan at the end of it would be to get jiggy with it.
Yes, but also, like, could you imagine having that be your entire identity? Like, you're like, you go to a parade that you can pronounce to everyone, "I love straight sex." Like, I mean, I love straight sex, but I have never considered going to a parade to celebrate my love of straight sex.
Right.
Never thought of it.
No.
It's never been my identity, right? It's just I engage in it with my husband, and we don't really talk about it.
Here's the thing that kind of I had a thought earlier today. I meditate on these things, and not gay sex or straight sex sometimes, but this is not particularly what I was meditating on. I just had this thought, right? Because you know how these people, they jump online and they like to try to troll you and meme you and think that they're owning you and putting a flex out there by saying, 0 drag performers have ever been arrested for molesting a child at a reading thing or whatever they do. But then they post, however many pastors have been arrested or church workers or something like that have been arrested. And I'm like, yeah, but who's doing the arresting? We're at least, because it ain't you. It ain't the lefty lib progressive whoever that's going into the church and finding these people. It's people like Yakub Buyans, and it's people like Craig Sawman Sawyer, and it's people like that are actually uncovering these things. So quit patting yourself on the back, because you're sure as shit not policing these things. It's people like us that are policing our own, and that's why you can actually see the arrest records of these things that are happening. they get among us and we actually catch them. So
yeah, I mean, they think that it's like a big own to be like, "Ha ha, they're getting arrested and we're not." And it's like, "Yeah, that's our point. You
yeah,
should also be arrested." Like,
exactly.
our point isn't that those people shouldn't be arrested. Our point is that you shouldn't be held on this pedestal. You shouldn't be put on a pedestal and be given, like special privileges that the rest of us don't get. Just because you dress up in a dress doesn't mean that you aren't still, like
Right.
engaging in child abuse, which I'm going to be careful with my words because my son's waving to me
Yeah.
from the window.
Hey,
Hi.
son. Hi, son. And what happens when the dress and the fake prosthetic boobs come off? We don't know. We'll find out. But if you want to own somebody with a mugshot meme, we could do that too all
At
day.
least
Here's one I'm going to post. This is the newest mugshot. This is Anthony Fauci's mugshot. I don't know if you've seen this or not, Sarah. There's the mugshot right there.
can't
It's
that.
the Fulton County. You know how everybody was their Fulton
it.
County mugshot. It's just the top.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
the top tip of his head right here because he's so short. It's just the top tip of his hair and like the top 2 inches of his forehead. He doesn't even fit into the mugshot. I'm going to post this. People will see it. Thousands of people will love it. And I'll be
funny.
adored.
Post it.
People will
That
adore
is
me for
so
this.
funny. That's great. Okay, so people are saying that I have a deep voice. So my throat has been giving me problems, but do I sound really that deep?
The jokes write themselves right now, Sarah. I was going to mention that you sound a little raspy, and then you went to the Pride Parade, and suddenly your throat.
I did say that I like straight sex too. Was that what you will?
One of them demons jumped off on you. God bless Stephen.
I will tell you this. The people who I was there with, I was like, offered me water because it was very hot and we were, sweating profusely just being outside. Also, I mean, I think all of the demons in one spot made it hotter just because of where they come from. They emanate all of that heat. And so we were hot and she was like, "Do you want some water?" And I was like, "No, I'm trying really hard not to need to go to the bathroom because I don't want to catch it." I was afraid something was going to jump up from the toilet seat and get me. And I was like, I don't want to catch AIDS today. So no, I'll wait. I have my water in the car.
Did you see? I don't know. I want to find this meme. I started to comment on this. It wasn't a meme. It was a guy's X post. This little Twinkie looking dude. He's a black guy, really real skinny. Had a Snapchat filtered picture of himself from above, little goatee. He was saucy. He was saucy. And he posted on there like 5 big fat white rednecks, all of them wearing, their blue jeans and mud on the front of their shirts. And they were fat guys. They were good old boys, with their hats on and steel toe boots and stuff. And he said, "Don't worry, folks. If the Civil War pops off, this is our opposition. You have nothing to worry about." And somebody took a screenshot of his profile picture and said, "What are you going to fight them with? AIDS?" Killing me.
Hey, listen, Magic Johnson's done well with it. So,
well, it's like Jesse, I gave Jesse Payton the joke a long time ago. We were in a conversation and he's used it on stage when he was talking about Anthony Fauci. He says, "I'll never take virus advice from anybody except for Magic Johnson." I actually said that to him years ago and gave him that joke. But anyway, if you got enough money, you can beat AIDS. Everybody can. But that again goes back to Fauci. I mean, the experiments that Fauci did with AIDS killed a generation in Africa.
Yep.
Here comes our medical misinformation strikes again. But whatever, it's true. I mean, the guy's a beast. And I honestly, I didn't know that hearing was today. I don't know why I didn't know it was happening today. I have been so out of it playing catch up. I hate going on vacation. I hate it so much I'm going again next week, but I hate going on vacation because everybody else in my life continues to work and my phone blows up and my emails blow up and there's things I have to respond to. So it's not really a vacation for me. Plus I'm a workaholic and I just don't like taking breaks from it.
Yeah.
I love doing what I do and I don't like taking breaks, but so I'm trying to play catch up on some stuff because I was in kind of the wilderness down there in New Braunfels where there was sketchy cell signals and Wi-Fi signals with 9,000 of other God's humans. So anyway, Anyway, I'm getting caught back up. So this Fauci thing, I saw some of the hot takes with Marjorie Taylor Greene. You just have to appreciate, speaking of a husky gal, you just have to appreciate somebody who can say F you and this bullshit in here, but my Lord is Jesus, my Savior's Jesus Christ. I mean, in the same breath. And I'm like, okay, I get you. I mean, we're pretty passionate people at this point about some of these things, but Fauci's trash. And
well, he's not. I mean, I feel like that's kind of underselling it. Like he is a criminal. I mean, he belongs in
it's
prison.
Nuremberg level criminality.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. If this was a just world and we had a just society, prison would be a nice sentence for him. Life in prison would be letting him off easy for what he did to this country. And instead, he just gets pulled into hearings and like MTG, gets her slam dunk, gets her viral Twitter moment, and that's cool and cute. But like in all actuality and in all seriousness, like this guy belongs behind bars. And the fact that we're still pussyfooting around it is just beyond me.
Yeah, nobody's going to do anything about it. That's the unfortunate part. It's just like Hunter Biden's brought up on 3 different major charges. One of them's 10 years in jail. Nothing's going to be done about that. But don't forget, the president just said the other day in regards to Trump's conviction, no one is above the law.
Right.
Apparently, some people are.
Right. I mean, well, if your last name is Biden, but other than that,
a month ago,
also if you are friends with someone whose last name is Biden, but other than that,
I mean, I don't see why people don't have more common sense. I mean, a month ago they said that Biden was mentally unfit to stand trial. To me, that sounds like you're above the law. You're not going to hold him accountable for anything, and then you're going to say you're not going to release the her tapes because of the fear of AI deep fakes.
Right.
I think we can tell the difference between a deep fake and Joe Biden at this time. The deep fake would probably make sense and could speak.
It's funny that you say that because that's kind of been my, like, I love the conspiracy theory that we have different Bidens because I actually am kind of on board. Like, I'm like, he looks different in different, settings. Why is that? I've seen the detached earlobes and the attached earlobes. Like, that doesn't make sense. His eyes sometimes look really dark, like he is possessed, which I also believe. And then sometimes they're like super blue. And I'm like, I would totally believe that, except why would you, if you were getting a body double, why would you pick someone who was that incompetent? Like, if you were getting a body double, you would definitely pick someone who knew what they were talking about, right? Like, you would not want this to be, you wouldn't want another gaffe. You wouldn't want it plastered all over X and get millions of views of how stupid Joe Biden is. So you would at least pick someone who could speak coherently. And they didn't do that. And that's the only thing that bothers me about the conspiracy theory is I'm like, I want to believe this so bad.
Yeah.
But like, if you were picking from anyone you could pick from, why would you not?
You would think. I mean, because it doesn't get. We wrote a song. We haven't done anything with the song, but we wrote this song week before last called "Mumbling Joe." He's a mumbling, a tumbling, a fumbling Joe. He's a mumbling, a tumbling, a fumbling Joe. It's time to get this dude. He's got to go. He's a mumbling, tumbling, fumbling Joe. And it's a funny song. And then after the second chorus, it just goes, oh, blah, 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 blah. That's the lyric. Blah, 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 blah.
That is so funny.
But we'll put
that's great
at some point in time.
Okay, so I'm told by Steven there's something going on with our settings.
What's going on?
The camera was doing weird stuff. I'm sure it's related to that. I just don't understand what the F is going on.
Your camera?
And then he said, so yeah, well, with the audio. Like, I mean, I've been like, there's something going on with my throat, but apparently I sound way deeper than I actually am. But also, that's because I'm a man. I'm just gonna come out right now.
Well, Twitter approved that a long
time. It is June 3rd.
Yeah.
It is right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It is June 3rd, and there have been many conspiracy theories. So let me just tell you, they're all true. I'm definitely a man. That's how I birthed 2 children.
Yeah.
But also, he made me this drink, and he said that this cup is for you, Chad. You have to actually look up at it to see.
Let me see. I'm trying to see it.
This video.
Well, I'm looking at my phone, my phone screen here because I can see that better than I can see that
Oh
cup.
my
It's an
God, it's a
Alabama cup.
giant Alabama A.
I can see it
Thank
now.
you.
I can see. See, people think I'm being rude and not, but I'm looking at the chat. But I'm also I've got a return monitor way over there, and I don't have a lot of money, so I stole that TV right there, and it's only 24 inches, which most people would be happy with 24 inches, but I can't see it real good.
I'd be happy with that.
Well, it's just kind of a piece in the 24 inches over there on this app. My truck got broken into the other day, and that pissed me off. I mean, don't touch my shit, man. Like, don't touch my shit. And I had a truck stolen in 2019, and then I was broad daylight, 4 p.m. I go to the golf shop in bougie, town, and I come out and I open up the door, and I'm like, somebody's been in my truck. I caught a little whiff of weed. Some of my stuff was all tumbled out of the console. Listen, let me tell you something. There was stuff in there that was very valuable. There was cash in there. There was a guitar still in there. There was some cameras that were in there. There was a pew pew device that was in there. My heart sunk on that one because I immediately checked where I keep it, and I keep it out of sight. But it's pretty secure unless you're really looking for it. But it was there, and I think the alarm just scared them because the only thing they did is they took a Turtle Box Bluetooth speaker out of the floorboard and ran off. But I'll tell you, I'll end you over that Turtle Box speaker. I mean, I do not value your life over my stuff. And you don't value your life if you're touching my stuff. So, I mean, I'm one of those crazy dudes that sits around here praying to God there's a home invasion someday,
Oh God, there it is.
I mean, trust me, there's one in every corner, Jack. Believe that. Believe that, Sarah.
Believe that. Oh my God, here's another one.
They're everywhere. I'm waiting on an alien invasion. I swear I'm like that little old dude. I'm like that little old dude sitting out there on the porch watching his cornfield, waiting on some alien to come make little signs in his field. You know what I mean? Skeet, skeet, M.O. Sarah, do you cry very much? I cry a lot.
A lot?
Every damn day.
Really? No, I don't cry a lot.
I don't ejaculate, so I may as well cry.
I can't speak to that.
Yeah.
But I cry when I'm really mad.
I did after the conviction was handed out.
Yeah, I had a hard time handling my emotions as well.
Well, it wasn't as much over Trump as it was over the loss of any sense of justice system we have in this country anymore.
Yes.
It was anger.
That's what I said. I said, I feel like we lost the country lost a piece of our innocence that we can't get back. And that's like kind of what I was grieving. Like, I feel like it's like you're like grieving the system that we thought that we knew, that we once had, that is just over, apparently.
Yeah. Talking about crying and ejaculating. Striker Cade, I love you, brother. Said, Chad, you got to do both simultaneously. Who says I don't? But I did. I excused myself. We were there at that big park, and we were out there at the pool, and I excused myself. I walked over to one of the little out of the way from everything, and CJ walked over there, and I was just raging mad. And I was doing a little reaction video sitting there in one of those cabanas, and she goes, "Are you crying?" That's her favorite question for me. "Are you crying?" She goes, "What's the matter?" I said, "I'm just pissed. I'm just fired up. I just want to punch something, And I also had about a gallon of tequila.
Oh, well, that might not have helped.
Trust me when I tell you, those videos that I made sitting there will never be released. Ever. I told CJ then, I said, I just ban me right now. In this world, I just ban me from all platforms, because if what's inside of my heart were to come out in regards to that stuff, I would just, the world ain't ready. The world ain't ready.
The same way that, by the way, Steven's in here trying to figure out why I sound like a man. But
you sound
the same
perfectly
way
fine
that,
in my ear, but I have seen a couple of things
do
where
I?
people say, I think
No,
a
no,
couple
no.
of,
Hold on. Do I sound normal in your ear?
yeah.
He says I sound normal, but I don't on the broadcast.
It's something with the internet.
Oh my God, that's so annoying.
Well, let's do a little quick question here for the live chatters, and let's see. Linda said it's a June Pride voice filter.
No, it's not. Thanks, I hate it.
Okay, Gerald says it sounds normal. And
No, if Gerald says it sounds normal, he thinks I sound like a man all the time.
well, Gerald knows what's up.
What if I switch to my MacBook microphone and then switch back to the USB digital audio?
I love going live with you. It's so much fun.
Okay, wait.
Party Foul
Okay,
says
what does this sound?
deep.
What does this sound like?
Party Foul says it's deep. Brian's right. Gerald's not normal. Party Foul said it's deep throaty.
Does this?
While
that's
she-
fair.
While she does the technical things, my show is sold out this weekend in Waxahachie, but that's the DFW area. We thought about adding a second show this weekend, but we're not, because I'm coming back to the DFW area. I'll be August 1st with Zach Rushing in Arlington, and then I'm doing a whole weekend at Hyenas Comedy Club in Fort Worth. And then I'm going on vacation next week for a minute. Don't worry though. I got eyes everywhere. I won't be gone. But when we come back, Steve and Ben and I are going to be in Tomball, Texas at 403 Eats Events Behind the Fence. That's a food truck park, and they got a badass stage out there. So we're going to do that. And then I take off to Ohio, Cincinnati, which technically Liberty Township. That's a Wednesday night show on the 26th of June. And then the following night in Columbus, Thursday night. And Friday night, Zach and I are going to Belleville, Illinois. And then that Saturday night, Friday night and then Saturday night, we will be in Miami, which is spelled Miami, Oklahoma. Are you talking to me or him?
I'm talking to you.
Oh, I was filling in while you were getting your technical difficulties working.
Well, but I need your help.
What do you want?
Okay, or I need the chat's help at least. Do I still sound like a man? I need to know.
I want to make a shirt that has your face on it. It says, "Do I sound like a man?"
Please don't.
Yeah, Sarah, sing
Please
a Dusty
don't.
Springfield song. Get smart.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on,
There she is.
You can come.
Her voice is back, according to Justin. Sue said, "There she is."
I sound normal.
Yeah, Kevin said Sarah sounds like Cher with a cold.
Okay, but then someone said I sound
If
like
I could turn back time.
Okay. If I could turn back time.
There it is. Get it, girl.
If I could find a way.
Look at Steven making a cameo.
I know. He's trying to help me. This
And
is
more
how rumors
importantly-
get started. This is how rumors get started in the month of June. So
Yeah.
I could go back to my MacBook audio, but we're trying to like not have crappy audio.
You sound good in my ear.
But nobody else thinks I do.
No, I just told you everybody said you're back. Everybody loves
people are saying I
to
sound like
find
a-
little clips of us and try to troll us.
Even Steven says I sound weird.
God, well, Steven's weird. Steven hears weird.
That's true. He is partially deaf.
Skyline Chili. I'm not a fan of Skyline Chili. I'm reading some of the chat here. I'm not a fan of Skyline Chili in Cincinnati. Then again, I'm not a fan of chili in Texas either, because they don't use beans. And I don't care if you call it.
You like beans in your chili?
What I say.
Oh no.
What I say.
Oh no.
People call it,
no.
that's stew. You can call it what you want to call it, but I like beans in it. You weird ass people around here like
better?
salt. I mean, you're like sugar in your grits.
It's better?
Weirdos.
Okay, because Steven says it sounds better.
Well, here we go.
Okay. But you're wrong for the beans in the chili.
I was a judge for a chili cook-off a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I had to taste 58 different chilies.
Thank you.
Texas
Love you.
chilies, Texas
Yeah.
chilies, all 58. They got a 2 from me out of 10. Tasted like shite.
No.
Yeah, they're nasty.
Chad Prather.
Tastes like shit.
Oh my God.
Tastes like shit. Now, my chili recipe won 2 years in a row out of 50 chilies in North Alabama one time. 2 years in a row. Yeah.
With beans.
With beans, bitch.
Okay. Maybe that flies in Alabama.
Well, it
Worldwide.
does fly because they put beans in chili.
Yeah, but like that's not Texas chili. That's not
Jessica says
allowed.
no beans in chili.
Thank
can't
you.
help it, y'all.
No beans in
Y'all
chili.
put sugar in grits for crying out loud. Y'all a bunch of
I don't
heathens.
do sugar grits. I don't do that.
That shit be
But-
nasty. And I'm a grit eater.
Yeah.
Every day I'm a grit eater. Except for when
Every
I'm carnivore.
day?
Except for when I'm carnivore. The biggest thing I miss when I'm not eating carbs is
grits?
Grits.
No.
I go to the diner. I go meet all the little old men down here a mile from my house. I go to the little diner in the mornings and have a cup of coffee, and I'll eat the meat and protein stuff. But on the days when I don't do that, oh my God, they make the best freaking grits. Shout out to Black Walnut. And you don't know which one I go to because there's a bunch of them. So there, Sarah,
I
You are
love
always-
that you've
you're always
I love
worried
it.
about people finding me.
yeah, I am, and you don't help yourself with that. But I
Neither does
I
my
love that-
girlfriend. Dumbass.
We're not going to get into that. I love
She's
that
the
you've reached
worst
the
on
age of
this.
your life where you just go to the local like Waffle House every morning at 6 a.m.
Yeah, I do.
There's something.
I got up this morning at 3, and then I was bored. I had to wait around till 5 for the world to start moving. Made a Facebook post at 4:30, and you know what? 9 people responded because June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and obviously I did a long post about that, and because I deal with that stuff, and so I made a post about it.
Mhm.
And 9 people responded. But if I put a verse of scripture up there about sexual immorality, 67,000 people attack me, tell me I'm a hypocrite. I guess because I've had sex before. And I have. I know
We know.
exactly what it's like.
We know.
I'm a
We know.
subject matter expert.
Chad is a SME on sex.
I didn't add commentary. I just said what the Apostle Paul said.
Yeah, I think it's like so I'll go and say something like what I think is very profound on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and you'll get like a little engagement, and then I write something like Joe Biden is gay and retarded, or Joe Biden supporters are gay and retarded, and I get like 35,000 likes, and I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? Like,
And yeah.
why am I not just shitposting?
That's why people get mad at us and they're like, Chad, this is beneath you. Don't ever say that to me. You have no idea the depths at which I can stoop. But let me just say that if you're going to punch through the smoke on this thing called social media, which is neither media nor social, if you're going to punch through the smoke, you have to shitpost every now and then. You have to
Yeah.
stir the pot. And you and
do.
I happen to be reasonably good at it.
Yeah.
I saw
Everyone
that
has to
post
be
that
good
you
at something.
made. And anyway, so that was the sort of you have to punch through the smoke to stay relevant. Some people take it way too far. Like I still have a conscience. Yours is reasonably seared, but I still have somewhat of a semblance of morality and moral fiber left in me. I'm
Yeah,
not.
how
I'm
nice
not.
for you.
I don't go to the parades like you do. So
Well, I mean, I don't go to them for my own personal enjoyment, but yes.
yet she came home with a raspy throat. Okay.
Justin asks what my thoughts are on buggies being put back in the appropriate spot. First of all, I don't call them buggies. I do call
They're
them
buggies,
shopping
damn it.
carts. Do you call them buggies?
Yes, they're buggies.
Oh my God,
I
you
grew,
have the
I
thumbs
grew up
up right
going to
now
the
on your-
Piggly. I grew up going to the Piggly Wiggly and the Winn Dixie. They're buggies.
Okay, that's fine.
Anyway,
You have to put your buggy back, your shopping cart back at all costs. You cannot leave it out. You cannot leave it by your car. You cannot leave it by someone else's car. You cannot leave it in the middle. You have to go put it in the little area where they are
corral.
collected. Right. Thank you. The
The
corral
the buggy corral.
yes, or go back up to the front and put it back up at the front of the store where the shopping carts go. You have to put it back.
That's
I have
correct.
2 children. I put mine back. You have to put it back.
I think that it represents where your soul stands before God, what you do with the buggy in the parking lot when you're done with it. You know, here's the thing, Sarah. Here is honest to God. This is going to sound like I'm being a pompous ass here, but this is a guiding principle of my life. This is honestly a guiding principle of my life when it comes to my actions. Now, my words, I'm too good with words sometimes, and I ask God sometimes to send his angels with flaming swords and lay them across my lips. CJ will tell you in a heartbeat, don't get in a fight with me. It's Carthaginian peace. I will plow up your fields and pour salt on them so nothing will ever grow there again. It is not a good thing. And I have a lot of regret for saying a lot of things to people that I say, but I'm not apologetic. But here's the thing. That's not necessarily true. But when it comes to my actions, I always live by this principle. Do to others what you would have done to you. If a guy is out there and he's got to go out there in 110-degree weather in long pants and a vest and the whole thing, and that's his job is to go out there and collect these carts, he's already got to push that shit 100 yards through the asphalt, black asphalt in the Texas sun. Can we help him a little bit and at least have the moral fiber to go put those things back in the buggy corral?
Right.
I'm that way. Like if I miss the trash can in a public restroom or whatever, I don't care if it's the airport. If I toss the tissue that I've dried my hands off, if I toss it at the trash can and I miss, I go pick it up and I put it in the trash can.
Ugh.
I don't like it. I go back and wash my hands again. But I do that. I'm like, my conscience. I don't know. My conscience just like, don't be that person.
Yeah.
And I've been that way my whole life. I don't know. Just doing to
me
others,
too.
man.
Me too. What about, okay, here's another question. What about, and I want to hear from the chat too. What about in a dressing room, if you're in a department store and you've got a bunch of stuff you're trying on, do you just leave the shit there with it all on the floor, or do you hang it back up and put it back on the rack that is in the dressing room for people to place their articles of clothing?
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking. I mean, I want the chat to answer too, but I'm asking you.
Well, first of all, I don't try on clothes. But if I were,
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that's beneath
no, I
you?
just don't. I try them on. You know what I do? There's a trick for men. If you're buying a pair of blue jeans, you take them, you button the front. If you take them by the waist, the corners of the waist, you stretch out the waist and you put it behind your head like Superman's cape and you stretch it around your neck. If it fits around your neck, the waist fits around your neck. Guess what? It fits around your waist.
That's not.
That's a fact for men. That's a fact. Men don't know that. Now you look like a fool. You look like a fool in the store, like you're like, I'm going shopping with mommy. Like you throwing, I'm Superman. Like you throw a pair of, Wranglers around your throat and you hold it up there. You look stupid, but they will fit your waist. I'm not talking about you 5X dudes out there that ate a Volkswagen for breakfast. That might not work for your gullet, but I'm saying normal sized people like me that'll make heaven, it fits around our neck. Okay? There ain't a chairlift big enough for your fat asses to get you to the pearly gate. So let's get on with it, okay? So I don't try anything on. But back to your question, Sarah, if I do find myself in some faggoty ass dressing room, I'll tell you what I'll do. I won't get caught getting, what upped in there. But I will ask an attendant, I'll be like, is there a place to put these or do I need to put them back if there's somebody there? Some stores have an attendant that takes care of that stuff.
Yeah, but are you going to leave them on the ground or are you going to put them back on the hanger?
Of course I'm going to put them back on the hanger.
That's what I'm saying.
Animal. Like Party Foul Steve just said, who needs a trash can when you have the ground?
Oh my God, Steve.
Casey Whitworth said, I feel attacked. But Casey, you're 6'7", dude. You're a monster. You got a duck to go through the pearly gates.
Holy shit. 6'7"?
He's not quite that tall, but he's close.
Good gosh.
And he lives in the woods, which goes back to that original point of little Rainbow Boy that wanted to talk about the fat dudes in the steel toe boots, saying said, this is who we're going to fight in the Civil War so everybody can relax. Those boys have spent their entire developmental life spraying doe piss on their boots so nobody can smell them in the woods, and then going out sitting in a tree for hours on end, freezing their balls off, and they can reach out from 300 yards and touch you with hot lead. You never saw it coming. So trust me, I won't say what I was going to say. You don't want to fuck with those fat boys in the woods. I mean, you look at the picture of these guys are wearing steel-toed boots. It's like, you know why they're wearing steel-toed boots, bitch? You know what they do to require steel-toed boots? I promise you, be out there spraying off on your ass because you're afraid the mosquitoes are going to carry you away on the battlefield. Oh God, what are those? They're gnats. Oh my God.
And that's why Sarah's not on the battlefield.
Don't stand downwind or upwind, I should say, for you. I'd be like, that smells. There'll be 37 soldiers with a boner smelling you.
And that, friends, is also why Sarah is not on the battlefield. Steve said hangers are hard.
I mean, yeah. But anyway, so you put the stuff up or no? You just leave it on the ground?
You put it
Of
up.
course you do.
Even if you left it in the dressing room, I'm okay with that. But you have to hang it up. Don't just leave it on the ground or on the seat or whatever. You got to hang it back up.
If anybody's keeping score, that's 3 pours for me so far since we've been doing this.
Not for me.
Oh, my fault. You got to bring the bar with you, baby. I don't know if I want to go to the monk fruit or the topo.
Peace of Mind said, don't you worry about cameras in those dressing rooms. Well, I didn't until now. Now I do.
I pray they're there. I go.
Do you give it a show?
I used to go look for myself in the
I
used to go look for myself in the reality category of Pornhub, but thank you, Attorney General Ken Paxton. Can't even access it anymore in Texas. God, there goes my shot at fame. You're in pretty good with the Attorney General. He's going to give you a job when he goes to D.C., huh?
No comment. I don't know. I'm not
Ken
saying
Paxton.
I wouldn't take it. I'm just saying.
Ken Paxton.
I'm just saying I do. That man is the best.
He's awesome. And, we were with him, last week?
Yep.
Week before. And you've got a great interview on your show with him. And you've done a lot of stuff with Paxton. And I don't know. I think he likes me okay. Keeps me at arm's distance, but whatever. He's always very congenial with me. He's very nice and reaches out at times when I don't deserve it or expect it. But it's interesting that somebody, we were talking to them and I said, I would love to see Trump get back in office and appoint him as the United States Attorney General. I think that would be fantastic. But I've heard a lot of people say that they think that Trump would appoint Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas. And that scares the ever living shit out of me.
I also think that Greg Abbott is clearly vying for that spot.
He wants a cabinet spot. There's no doubt.
Yeah, yes, I should say I don't think he'd be choosy. I think he would take whatever was given to him.
Yeah.
So that also does make me nervous because Greg Abbott is look, people think if you're in New Jersey, maybe you think Greg Abbott is the best. No, for Texas, Greg Abbott is milquetoast.
He's not. He's not the
Greg
best.
Abbott is Greg Abbott is not super conservative.
I said on the platform formerly known as Twitter today that Joe Biden has said that he will stand firm with Hunter as he goes through this ordeal. And I said, Joe can barely walk, much less stand firm on anything.
Right.
And someone thought they were again flexing on me by posting a meme with Greg Abbott in a wheelchair as though that was supposed to insult me. I'm not a Greg Abbott fan. So, anyway, that's that. Do your research.
Quite ableist of them.
It's quite ableist. Somebody told me today, what was it? And under that post, I had one of my trolls who said that, ageism, very Christian of you. You keep saying the things Jesus would say. And I said, Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. Next.
Right.
And Joe Biden is pretty much there.
Now, I have seen someone argue that they worry about if Ken Paxton were to become the AG nationally, that that might be difficult if he differed from Trump, because sometimes Trump has positions that, aren't as conservative as we would like. And he is all about loyalty. And like they worry that, well, what if Paxton wants to go hard in the paint for conservatives and Trump doesn't want that, and then they butt heads. Trump is all about loyalty, and then he could throw him to the curb, and then that would be bad for Paxton. So I don't know. I understand both
Well,
arguments.
the best thing that's happened, I've said this over and over again, and this is not an insult. This is just honest politics. The best thing that's happened for Donald Trump's campaign through all of these trials is that it's forced Donald Trump to stay out of the way.
Yeah.
And he's not getting in his own way. I mean, you take the Sean Hannity interview where Sean Hannity said, these people say you're going to be a dictator and you're going to suspend the Constitution. And he goes, just for the first day. And it's like, don't say that.
Right.
You're going to, I mean, they're going to run with that. I mean, I know he was
Right.
saying it. We understand humor and he was
Right.
being sarcastic. Everybody's like,
Yes.
he's going to. So
They don't get
So, stuff like that, Trump a lot of times can't stay out of his own way because they're going to use every single thing against him, right?
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Like, I would love to see, there's various scenarios. It scares me because I know that if Greg Abbott goes to Washington, D.C. before his term is up, that means Dan Patrick here in Texas will step in as governor. I'm not a huge fan of that concept.
Either.
I think we do pretty good if Ken Paxton goes to DC, because then we've got some pretty solid people that could fill his shoes.
Mitch Little.
Mitch Little would be fantastic. So anyway, I mean, it's interesting to see, and I don't want to bore the people who aren't in the state of Texas, but Texas ain't the Texas that most Texans think it is, and it's certainly not the Texas that most people outside of Texas think it is. We got a lot of issues here. And so anyway, it'd be interesting to see what happens. And who knows, Sara Gonzalez might end up in Washington, D.C. You might be up there just kicking that ass.
We'll see. Never say never. I do have two more things on that. Number one, American Outcast says Greg Abbott is not a stand-up guy.
Well, he pees sitting down. We know that. I don't know that he does pee sitting down. I think he can get up for that.
Tony Morrow, going to war against Hollywood, says, Sarah, read my comments in your IG post. Trust me. Okay, I'll make sure that I'm kind of nervous now. But
now I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
I'll make sure that I go read it.
Hey, who's on your show this week?
So tomorrow I am in Midland. I'm still doing my show, but I'm doing it remote, and I'm going to be joined by Eric July from Midland, and then
will Eric be in Midland, or is
Eric
he doing
will not be in Midland. Eric will
I'm about
be
to say,
in his studio.
that ain't his hood.
Yeah, which, by the way, those of you, if you're close to Midland, we're doing a live event. Texas Scorecard is doing a live event at the Petroleum Club. So
I am free, Sarah. Why don't I?
What?
I'm going to do Glenn Beck like he did Brian Stelter.
Oh, my God. There he goes.
Take the earpiece out and walk off.
Yeah. No, we're doing, well, I'll let them know next time. Check with Chad Prather. He's around. So we're doing a live event with Scorecard in Midland. But again, still doing my show. And by the way, you are going to be on my Texas Scorecard episode of Come and Take It tomorrow that airs at noon. It's our interview that we did at the GOP convention here in Texas.
I didn't know if they were going to let you air that.
I wasn't sure either, honestly.
Well, I know you wanted
there were
me
a couple
to come
moments
do it.
and I was like, I looked around, I was like, is anyone giving me the cutoff symbol? No? Okay, I'll keep going. And then I said,
I know
let's do the Chad interview. And they said, okay. And I was like, oh, okay, great. Let's do it.
Yeah. Linda asked if I was twirling my stash. I'm bringing the handlebar back.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm twirling it. I'm training it right here. It was getting out of the way. Y'all can't see it on this deal. I haven't shaved in a few weeks. I'm letting it grow out. I'm getting fluffy. I'm getting fluffy. It's hiding my fat rolls. No, when you walked up to him and you were like, let's do a segment with Chad, and I mean right in front of me, they're like, why?
No, they didn't.
What do you want to talk about with him? And then when I got on stage, you know how I am. And I was like, there's no way they'll let you air this segment. Absolutely no way.
You were making jokes about George Floyd, and I was
Well, it was the anniversary of his death. He was sober 4 years. I was congratulating him. I mean, people say you can't break addiction, but he managed to do it. I mean, I thought it was okay to make fun of felons now. I thought that was what I thought the left. I thought that's what we could do. We could talk about
That's a
convicted
great point.
felons and what they
That's a
deserve. I
great
thought we
point.
could. So George Floyd, who went to prison 10 times, I think we should be able to talk about him, right? We should be able to
That's a great
say,
point.
I mean, stop
agree.
worshiping felons if you want to. If that pisses you off, stop worshiping felons. I thought felons were bad. Convicted felons are bad. That's what we've established in the last week.
I agree. I totally agree.
I'm so pissed at the world. Yeah. So, and then I'm coming on your show Friday, Anna.
Yes. Yeah. In person. It's just
I
going to be
forgot
you,
about
though.
that. Just kidding. I didn't forget. I didn't ask you that question as a lead in because I'm coming on the show.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well, Chad's on my show on Friday.
Baby.
It's just us.
Baby.
Never know what you're going to get.
I sent you that new T-shirt, the new comedy T-shirt.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Straight fire. I got a few
It looks really
T-shirts
good.
coming out that I commissioned an artist to put some things together. It's next level stuff. Prathertees.com. I think we pretty much sold out of our, I'm just a regular dad trying not to raise a liberal. And I think we finally sold out of all of those. May come back with a new design because that's just a couple of years old. We've been getting rid of a lot of stuff because we got new stuff to sell, but we got to make space.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
So go buy those old designs.
The old designs. And it's hard because all of our faithful folks, they have those old designs, and I appreciate that, but we're just
Like
making
this
shelf
one?
space.
Like this one? Do you still have this one or no?
We do on realwomensclub.com.
Oh,
Prosecute
do
Fauci.
we still have?
Yeah. It's on there, but we just never promote it. Jesse Payton has a shirt today, but Jesse doesn't have a store because he's I don't know, whatever. He's a comedian, but to sell at the live shows, I think he'll let you Venmo, but it says, I'll vote for a felon over a jackass.
Yeah, I saw that. I want that so bad. Jesse, if you're listening, I want that shirt.
I'll text him and tell him.
Okay.
I'll tell you what Jesse wants real bad, and it's you. Every time I mention you, he's like, what? Hey, Sarah, huh? Sarah?
Oh, dear.
I'm like, Jesse Payton, there's a long line, son. Stryker said that's the best Fauci's name has ever looked. I have to agree. You spread that hair out. Spread that Korean hair out. You wear the hair of a Uyghur slave.
No, I don't.
Does that ever freak you out? You just sit there and wonder whose hair you're wearing?
No, it's mine now.
I own it. We sat down at the restaurant the other day at the bar in the Mexican restaurant, and CJ swung her hair around and popped me right in the eye. And I was like, that horse hair stings. Because that shit ain't yours. So CJ, I will mention this just as a public service announcement because, again, I posted it on my Facebook and stuff, and I posted it on TikTok. CJ, she shares too much. She's a sharer. She's an oversharer. And anyway, I've been getting on to her because she's had a couple of episodes recently because this is, this part of the Houston area is I-45 is a number one corridor in America for human trafficking. Houston is an epicenter for it. This area up here, very frequent with cartel activity. A lot of them live here. We're 30 miles from one of the largest colonias in America with tens of thousands of illegals living over there. Mm-hmm. And so, as I told you, my truck got broken into. I can't point fingers. But I know who's in that area. I know who hangs out in that area. It's right by the Home Depot. And I know who stands in the Home Depot parking lot, hoping a construction guy will come by and hire them for the day.
Right.
But whoever stole my Bluetooth speaker, I hope your heroin overdose was too much. But she's at the store shopping. She comes out and she calls me and she goes, somebody put $100 bill on my windshield. And I'm like, okay, stay away from that. Because as you know, they lace this stuff with fentanyl and they put it on your thing, whatever, people grab it, people pass out, whatever, and they haul you off. It's bad, or it can kill you. And I said, is it on your windshield or on your door? She goes, it's on the driver's side door. I said, go in. I knew where she was. I said, go in, find security. because there was no way I knew where she was. I couldn't get there for 25 minutes, right? If I started driving right then, it would have taken me 25 minutes. And I said, go get security at the store, bring them out, let them deal with it. Brings it out. They're out there. One of the guys goes around and checks all the other cars. Her car was the only one that had that on there. And so they're calling for a supervisor. And while they're out there figuring out what's going on, truck drives up, guy jumps out, runs over, grabs it, says it's just a business card, jumps in his car, zooms off. And so he was suspicious enough that they're checking the security footage on that deal. So I'm like, okay, ladies, and this is true for anybody, but especially ladies, keep your head on a swivel. We're not living in the same America. This pseudo sense of security that we've enjoyed all these years, all of our lives, it's gone. It's gone. Make sure if you go in a store, you lock your door, you come out, you check your back seat, stay strapped. I mean, you know what? Put a few holes through that Louis Vuitton with the 9mm that's sitting inside of it, if that's what it takes. I know you'd hate to shoot through that bag, but you know what? It would just add character, Sarah. Think about the character that would add on that Louis bag if you had a couple of 9mm bing bings that went through that sucker.
It would, but oh god,
it would make it. It would make it vintage. They'd have that shit in. You know what? In the New Republic, we'd put that bag in the Smithsonian. Bish. Sarah Gonzalez, Mexi-American hero.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that it would hurt me, but I would do it. So Chad, so just to be clear, where was she shopping again?
She went to Target.
Oh.
You know, she said it in a video. I made a video about it, and I left her innocent. And she made an Instagram video. She's got a big following, and she's sitting there at a pool with her kids. She's wearing a swimsuit. She's got the deal, little cleavage showing. I'm like, woman, what's wrong with you? You're going to tell people where you went, that you were shopping alone, and what city you're in. And that ain't for the criminals. That's for her.
And stop shopping
at
Target.
She went in there because there was a certain thing she had to get that you could only get at Target. And I was like, you don't need it.
There's no excuse. There's no excuse.
And while
I have not set foot in a Target
Me either.
in a year. There is no excuse, especially with what you guys have companies that you can use in place of Target. There's no reason to go to a freaking Target.
They're dead to me. But she made some videos of the Pride stuff. And trust me, the Pride section in there is plethora.
Well, you don't need to subject your kids to it.
No, you don't. And so, I was like, listen, I'm not trying to bitch at you. But one, don't reveal all that stuff that you did. And stay the F. Because you texted me and you go, why is your girlfriend in Target? See if she's texting me right now. We'll know if she's watching this shit.
She must be. CJ, stay away from Target. If I did it, you can too.
I haven't
Don't
heard
go
from
to
her in
Target.
hours. I hadn't heard from her in hours. She might have gotten picked up. She might have found a $100 bill. I'm single. Don't joke about that, Chad. Okay.
She said I needed chicken. You can get chicken literally anywhere, CJ.
She said that on yours?
Go to Kroger.
Did she say that on yours?
She said it. I don't know. It says it's on Facebook. It's
you're watching
on yours
on
or
Facebook?
mine.
On mine?
You can get chicken anywhere.
Oh, she
Don't
texted
get
me.
chicken at gay Target.
She just texted.
We've worked so hard.
She said, I can hear you. That was her text message.
Seriously, though, so Target was...
Chicken.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, let me tell you about chicken.
Oh, God.
When the cartel picks you up and you're living over in the colonia as somebody's slave, they got a lot of chickens over there. And you'll be out there picking the eggs every morning.
And you
Every
can
single
swing
morning.
them.
There's like, you'll be out there chasing them like Rocky and Rocky 2, chasing chickens. Your job will be like, go get a chicken. Go get pollo. Vámonos. Venga aquí, pollo.
Oh, God.
And CGI being like, what? I love you, baby, but come on.
I know. I love you too, but
She's mad at me. She's mad at me because I said, people go give you shit over going to Target, and she's like,
it's true.
She had her reason, but I had not been back over to her Instagram to see
Okay,
how
but to be
much
fair,
she was catching.
yeah, because so CJ, I love you, but I watched the video and I know that it was like a serious thing about like this, like we could have been trafficked, and the only thing I was thinking was like, yeah, but why the fuck were you at a Target? It's like, okay, but why were you there?
For those of you keeping score, this is pour number 4.
Oh my gosh.
Sick 'em on a chicken. Sick 'em on a chicken.
For
Sick
those
'em
of
on
you
a chicken
keeping
and
score,
let
I'm
those
still
feathers
on number
fly.
1.
Oh boy.
So
I wonder how many people were choking chickens out there at the Pride rally yesterday. You see a lot of chickens out there
not
choking
being
each other's
choked.
chickens.
I did
You know
not
how
see
you know how
that.
they were you know how they were choking chickens out there
How?
with their butthole.
Oh god.
You know what? Social media ain't the place for comedy. You know, I did a couple of Pride jokes, Pride bits. I told someone, I said, I think I'm gonna do the whole set. I did Rockport, huge place out there. I was sweating my ass off. We did it in an airplane hangar. I've never done a comedy show. 500 people, place was packed, airplane hangar.
It looked great.
It was a beautiful place. They did a hell of a job. My friend Kat Killebrew, she did a hell of a job putting that thing together. And I think that's the 8th show we've done together with her as a buyer promoter. But we sweated our. Linda Adams was there. She could tell you, she was front row. Let me tell you, I was drenched. I went through 4 shirts that night.
Oh.
Drenched. I thought I was going to get electrocuted by my guitar. And I'll tell you, Sarah, I tell you, I don't even know. I don't even want to go back into it.
Oh God.
I did. Well, I did. I'm going to get canceled, and I'm probably already am. But I said to somebody, I said, I'm going to do I think I'm going to do the whole like 45 minutes comedy set just on gay jokes.
That sounds great.
Well, it would have been, except I think that audience out there, because they were a bunch of good old boys out there. After a while, they'd be like, we can't really relate to what this boy's talking about. So I was like, in all fairness to them, let me give them some comedy they can deal with. But we still had some fun. And then after the show, I did a lot of it. Then after the show, this lesbian couple came up to the merch table, and they said, we just want you to know we love you. And I said, I love you too. I'm a lesbian. And so I can relate.
You love vagina?
So much.
Did that just touch you?
So much.
You guys have that in common.
Beach, the Florida man, come do a show in Tampa. I will be back in Tampa in December. I'll be back in Wesley Chapel, Florida, there at Side Splitters. 2 nights. Come check it out. Giggity. That's what Squirrely Girl said. Giggity. Boy, howdy.
Tony Morrow said, get Nerderotic and Geeks and Gamers on your show. They've been on, Gary has been on my show. Many of these people have been on my show. Jeremy's been on my show. Ryan has been on my show. Where have you been?
Well, like Linda said, some of you people need to start checking Chad's tour schedule. Watch Chad.com for all the fun stuff is. Striker, I see you. TJ Morris. I talk to TJ all the time, but TJ's kind of been busy with some stuff. So we're going to coordinate all that stuff and get him on. I really want to get him on. It's just a matter of he was just dealing with tornadoes and rebuilding the town and all that stuff. So
Who is that?
It just takes a minute. TJ Morris has Bear Independent. The first aid kits that you have, the trauma kits. They might have been on your show. They were an advertiser on my show for a while. He came to the Blaze studio, hung out for a little while, actually came on the show one time, but I want to get him in person because he's a great dude and he's got a lot to offer. So yeah, we're gonna get him on.
Great.
I talk to him all the time. We're just trying to coordinate, and he'll travel in.
Great.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. Refuge Medical is the name of that deal.
Okay.
You remember them? Refuge Medical?
Yeah, I do. I do.
The trauma kits in
Yep.
but yeah, they do a whole deal. But Bear Independent online. And so solid human being. That I didn't need pour number 5 right there, but I just needed to top off right here. Because
People
somebody
are like,
said,
"Number
why do you
5."
advertise alcohol when you're on with Sarah? Let me just say, I have few joys in life. Okay. And you'll never see me drunk. You'll never see me drunk.
Mhm.
You might see me some mornings when I don't remember dinner the night before, but you'll never see me drunk.
That doesn't count.
And even then at dinner, you didn't think I was drunk. I don't get
Right.
drunk. I don't like being around imbalanced people. I don't like it when people's personality changes. I can drink, I can control it. Like me, you'll never see me drunk. You'll see me sleepy. Like when that time hits, it's like going to bed, time to go night.
Yeah.
So if I hit that point, I've never seen you drunk.
Yeah, Brian was just
It's-
asking.
I saw you one time though,
Did you?
that I was like, Sarah's like feeling the groove. You know, I can kind of see you standing over there. You're like feeling the groove. The beat was thumping and stuff. And I was like, maybe she might be a little tipsy, but I've never seen
Yeah.
you drunk.
No, I don't like the feeling of not being in control of myself. Like I'm very much a prude. Like I've never done hard drugs. I've never done like, ecstasy or anything like that because the thought of not being in control of my own faculties is like not that's not appealing to me. So
I've done you say hard drugs. I've never put a needle in my vein or anything like that. And again, I know a lot of people have dealt with that. And there's some people even in the chat here who have dealt with that and they've overcome that addiction. All due respect for your strength and willingness and endurance to overcome that. I don't want to make jokes of that, but I've never done it. And, but I've done a lot of stuff. I've done a lot of stuff. I think one of my ongoing jokes is when I was out in Hollywood and I was pitching sitcoms to the networks, I never met with a network executive that I was not rolling on Molly, simply because I couldn't put up with those tasteless son of a bitches without making something create love inside of me.
really?
Yeah.
So and
And I told that story to Roseanne Barr a few weeks ago. She died. I mean, I gave her a
Really?
couple of ABC stories of being out there and how she would come up in conversations because being a conservative, they always associated me with Roseanne at the time when she was getting canceled.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Say it, Sarah.
well, I was just gonna say, like, I'm always so scared. I'm so naive when it comes to this. This might be stupid of me to say, but I'm always like, what if you take it? Because you hear these horror stories about people taking something like that and then hallucinating that like someone's after them or something, and then they end up like sawing off their own arms or something.
Well, you
and,
want to be
like,
you want to be careful with LSD. You want to be careful
okay, that's
with
what that
Ambien.
is.
LSD.
Well, what's Molly?
Heavy. Nah.
Well, that's why I legitimately like I don't even. This is how naive I am. I don't even know I don't even know the difference.
Molly X. Those are just kind of love. Those are love drugs. Love drugs. Those are the club drugs. Those are kind of the boutique pharmaceuticals, if you will. I'm not advocating for drugs. Don't do them, as Lawrence Taylor said in Waterboy. And that brings me to my next point. Don't do crack. Which is my favorite line in Waterboy, Adam Sandler. Don't do crack. Don't do drugs, kids. But I will say I've had my experience in weird things over the years, not the least of which maybe some, it was eye-opening because a number of years ago, dealing with the depression stuff, I got into some things trying to figure out like what could help me. Like my friend Cletus T. Judd. Cletus is here next week in my area. And I love Cletus. I hear from him every week.
Can I please tell you it's the most unsurprising thing ever that you have a friend named Cletus?
Do you not know who Cletus T. Judd is?
No.
I want you to Google Cletus with a D.
Okay.
Cletus.
Oh, with a D. Okay.
T.
Cletus.
Judd. He is the Weird Al Yankovic of country music.
Those are some interesting glasses.
Yeah. Cletus
Okay.
is that's not his real name, a stage name. His real name is Barry Poole, sweetheart of a human being. I love Cletus, but he's a good buddy of mine. We talk every week. We're always talking online, but every couple of weeks we jump on the phone with each other. And he's out doing the comedy thing, and we're going to do some shows together. But he's here next week, but I'm going to be out of town, and I love him so much. But he tells stories about like getting on heavy stuff where like you roll down the window in traffic and want to talk to people about how much you like the tires on their car. You know, that kind of stuff. I mean, he's got some stories, but he's clean and sober and has been for a lot of years now. So I don't want to make light of people's addictions, but I will tell you from my perspective, there's drugs and there's drugs. I don't do drugs. But there are things in my past where I've experimented with things because I was fighting depression and anxiety, like microdosing certain things. And it was like, it was
Yeah.
kind of eye-opening when I was like, my guy in Canada that was my supplier for that stuff died of an overdose. Well, that goes that. So anyway, you know,
Whoa.
I know he was doing harder stuff, but I'm just saying, you know, there was a period in my life where I was like, I mean, now you talk about people doing ketamine and shit like that. Now there's billboards on the road where people are saying, hey, try ketamine.
Yeah.
You know, go into
Yeah.
the clinic. Now LSD, now you got these doctors who are taking you out to Utah, and there's clinics out there. We were in La Jolla doing a show at the Comedy Store back in last year whenever Hurricane Hillary blew Southern California. And we were out there doing those shows, and they had LSD clinics where you could go in there and they would observe you. You'd go on a trip, you know, and it would open your mind up to all these existential realities and ethereal, you know, you leave the matrix for a little while. I mean, so it's all relative, right? All this stuff that was like, oh my dear God, what you're doing. And I'm like, yeah, well, now they got clinics dedicated to it, which is kind of some weird shit to me.
Yeah, that's creepy. I remember, what was it, like real quick, a couple years ago, maybe they said that we saw that the Biden administration was giving like crack addicts drug paraphernalia, and we were like, hey, this is part of their plan, and everyone was like, that's a conspiracy theory. And now the Washington Post was posting about like the Biden administration is giving drug addicts crack pipes. And
Yeah.
like, we told you guys they were doing that. They're just providing them with all of the stuff that they would need to further their addiction.
Let me ask you a question, Sarah.
Oh God, I'm scared.
Have you seen anything for have you seen, I want to read this because I want to make sure before I say this on live social media.
I'm already really scared.
Is Trump having a rally in Fort Worth, or is that just a rally for Trump?
It's a rally for Trump. He's not there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was invited to it too. Let me know if you're going.
Well, let me look at the date. What is the date on the thing? Oh, June 15th. No. I have a show in Tomball, Texas. I will be with the 37 people at 403 Eats. Thank you for the invite. I love how you're like, I got invited to it too. You don't know that I got invited. You might have just hurt my feelings and didn't know it.
Shut up.
Typical women. Women say things to you and they don't even know they're hurting your feelings. And it's like a dagger in your heart, CJ.
Oh my
Sara,
God.
whatever y'all's names are.
I didn't do anything. CJ didn't do anything. This time. I didn't do anything this time.
Neither did CJ. I hate
Women
talking
are
about
we're
CJ.
perfect. We're perfect little angels.
I hate saying anything. You know what? I want everybody. First of all, I hate saying anything about CJ because she's not here to defend herself, and I love her. But
I
whatever.
just defended her.
No, I'm just saying me. I don't want to say anything because I'm
Okay,
not.
well, stop talking shit.
You know what?
Shut the fuck up, Chad.
Hey, you don't know what I deal with on a day to day. You don't know. But I will say this. I have a podcast coming out. I think it's going to come out Thursday. So Chase Geyser was supposed to be here with me today. Chase Geyser does the news stuff for Infowars. And we know that there's a lot going on with Infowars and Alex Jones right now. They're trying to shut him down. We saw his little weepy cry thing that was going on. I mean, I think the man's at his wit's end. See, that's the difference. And I appreciate Alex Jones. I'm not saying Alex and I are friends, but if I see him, he stops and says hi. We take a picture together, whatever. He's been on my show. I've been on his show. Is what it is. But, and we're not close, is my point. We're not, I mean, I ain't Joe Rogan yet. But here's the thing. You would never see Donald Trump breaking down and weeping and saying they're trying to take everything. Now, granted, Alex Jones also isn't a billionaire, but
Yeah.
he doesn't have a private jet where he can leave to a country of non-extradition if the shit really got on him.
Right.
But
And he is forced to pay what, more or the same as Donald Trump is
Yeah.
supposed to pay for the civil fraud case, but he doesn't have the money that
Hey, you
Trump
don't have
has.
that
So
kind
I
of
would
money.
imagine that could get someone very anxious.
it's a lot of pressure. It's
Yeah.
a lot of pressure.
Especially when you, I mean, you know this, especially when you employ people, because it's not just about you. It's about all
I
of the
do.
people
I
that
very
you
well
employ.
know that.
Right?
I
Like
very- yeah.
it's about the people who are other hosts on your network. It's about the camera guys. It's about
Yeah.
the audio ops. It's about the bookers. It's about the board ops. It's about all of those people that you feel like you are responsible for and you don't want to let them down. So I'm sure that there is a lot of you know, a lot of anxiety and like responsibility that he feels to not let these people down. And apparently it sounds like the guy who was put in charge of like the restructuring of Infowars with all of the bankruptcy and all that is totally out to get him.
That's the deal. He's the mole. I'm not saying
Yeah.
he's the mole, but it sounds like there is a mole, and that sounds like
It's
that's
the
deal.
guy. It's the guy that they put in. It is the government appointed guy. Because I watched some of his, like he had like a 4-hour stream. I watched enough of it to hear that this guy was going around to the employees saying things like, did you know that Alex actually says that the vaccine isn't effective? The vaccine has saved millions of lives, like about COVID. So this guy is going around telling Alex's employees that Alex is engaging in misinformation and that the vaccine is safe and effective and all of these other things. Like he's clearly out to get him. He's not out there to save the company with a restructuring. He's just out to get him.
I hate that shit.
I know.
Because you know what? And I've been around Alex enough. Like I'm a pretty intuitive person. I can read people pretty quick. I mean, I'm a pretty quick study on people. Like I know where you're
Yeah.
coming from. I've been around Alex enough times to know Alex is wild. There's no doubt he's wild. And Alex has had his struggles just like every man has, especially in his position. But you know what? I think Alex has a good heart. I really do. I really do think the man
I
has a
agree.
good heart.
I agree.
I've been around him. There's a sensitivity to Alex that I pick up on that is this sweet. And I say that not because it's Pride Month, but it's there's just a sweetness about being around the guy. Because here's the thing, if you only interpret me or you by being online and what we say online, you might think we're abrasive assholes, and we can be.
Yeah.
But that's not how we are in real life. Anybody that's ever come to the Blaze Studios and hung out with us, visited us, we've never been anything but generous and gracious with anybody. And we go the extra mile as much as we can. I mean, I pick up trash off the floor when I miss the trash can, for crying out loud, in the airport bathroom. So we are gracious in regards to that. And Alex has a lot of that.
Yeah.
But the pressure, these guys are under pressure that no human being should ever be under. And I say that in regards to Trump, and I say that in regards to Alex and some of you guys. So there's something about that just really irritates the shit out of me. But
Yeah.
Chase Geyser was supposed to be here today. We've been texting. He texted me day before yesterday, and he said, "Man, we've either got to do remote." He said, "I may be locked in the building. I don't know." And he goes, "But Alex needs me." And I said, "Let's postpone till Thursday and we'll reconvene." That's would be this Thursday. I'd love it if Chase could come in, but I'm not counting on it. We'll do a Riverside or whatever. We'll do a streaming. And there's some solid people connected there. So I'm interested. I don't know how much they'll be able to talk about, but it'll be interesting to find out.
Well, I'm supposed to see Alex, probably a few of the others, but they're so our friend Matthew Marsden has a new movie coming out. It's called Protocol 7. And
You're in it.
I am in it for like I have a whopping like 3 lines.
You have
I'll
a
just tell you.
line. Have you heard the old Brad Pitt stories where he was like in certain movies and he was like, I just wanted to get a line in, and like he would say it, and the
No.
director would be like, shut up.
No.
You're just a face. Yeah, there's interviews out there where there's some famous movies like with Christian Bale
Oh,
or
that's
whatever,
funny.
where he's an extra and he's like, I'm a waiter and I just want to get a line in, and the director was like, shut up. So the fact that you have a couple of lines in this movie means you are already a step ahead
It's
of
funny.
Brad Pitt. Anyway, go on
Yeah.
with your deal. This movie's coming
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. So, I mean, I will just tell you, since Chad already said, best freaking lines of the entire movie, mine. Okay. But the
Right?
other
Of course
ones,
they
aside
are.
from that, our friend Matt Marsden is starring in it, and it's called Protocol 7. But the red carpet, like, invite only premiere or whatever is in Austin, and I had heard that Alex was there or is supposed to be there. And then I saw that all this was happening, and I was like, no, I need Alex there. Like, we
Yeah.
know so many people in common. We have so many mutual friends, and we've never actually been able to like speak in person. And so I was just like, I cannot have this shit. Alex cannot be gone. He has to come to the premiere. I need to meet him. I need to talk to him. We need to like discuss, because I want him on my show.
Listen,
And
listen to me,
so-
listen to me, sir. Sir, let me just stop you right there. Because listen, the track cops are going to come in. They're going to make it. The track cops are going to make sure they can't come in. The feds are coming. They're knocking on the door. I'm going to lose everything I got. I can't believe everything I got. But let me tell you, Sarah, we know so many people that are coming to get you on the show and get on your show. We're going to do all these things together. It's going to be fantastic.
I just love him. So I need him to be there. I read this and I was just like, oh my God, this is going to be an excuse for him not to come. So,
You're next level, Sarah. You're next level.
am I?
Well, yeah, you are, because
Thank
I
you.
expect you to be on Megyn Kelly any day now after going to the Pride Parade. And you know it.
Well, yeah.
I heard from Megyn Kelly's team the other day, and they're like, Chad, we haven't forgotten you. We want to get you on, but so many things are happening. And I'm like, if you guys would pay closer attention, you would understand that I might have some input on some of this shit you guys are talking about.
Well, it was
I'm not just
funny.
another pretty bearded face.
I mean, you are that too, and that's fine. You can be that. But also, that is actually so attractive. Do that again. No. Oh, wow. That makes it all the better.
CJ's kid, one of CJ's kids said the other day at the pool, said, why doesn't Mr. Chad have a belly button? It's a hiatal. It's a hernia. It's an umbilical hernia, child. It's being pushed out by my fat. Crawl up in my nightmare and wallow around.
Oh my
Let me tell you something, kid. It's because of the Tricoms. The Tricoms have come in. They've got it all together, commiserated with Vladimir Putin. They've gone over to Iran. And then they came in and they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to come in from the inside. We're going to come in from the inside. We're going to infiltrate Chad Prather's umbilical cord. And we're going to go in through his belly. We're going to push it out. We're going to push it out, and we're going to be an insurgent. Right in the world, so everybody can see it, and the little kids out in the pool are going to go, why doesn't Mr. Chad have a belly button?
That's actually really good. That's actually really good. I'm just impressed. I don't have anything else to say, but I'm impressed.
What I do. Well, I do need, Brian, I do need a midget sidekick. I have one. Jeff Sperrier, the midget from Pritchett, Texas. But he doesn't get around so much anymore.
Do I count as a midget?
No.
I'm only 5'4".
I've told y'all the story about how Jeff Sperrier, he had those T-shirts that said the midget from Pritchett, and he goes, "Will you promote these?" And I was like, "No." And they tried to cancel him because he used the word midget. He goes, "I'm the fucking midget." Those were his words. I'm quoting him.
Right.
I'm very
allowed
accurate.
to say it.
I'm accurate in journalism here. Those were his words.
It's like, I'm allowed to call myself a midget. It's me.
The Duck Dynasty folks, a lot of the Duck Dynasty folks came to one of my shows one time, and they were hanging out in the green room, and Jeff was in there, and he's in his little wheelchair deal, and no filter whatsoever. And the stuff coming out of his mouth in front of the Robertson family. I was like, bro, we're gonna have to wheel your little ass out of here, man. He was talking about getting in a fight at a bar and some girl he knocked up.
Oh,
I love
and
you,
Phil
midget.
was like, "Who is the dwarf here?
Mm.
Who is the midget? Who's the circus freak that needs to leave?"
Push him right towards the stairs. Hey, so you're going to Austin. Matt Marsden, he texted me a week before last week, and he said, "Are you going to be around?" I was like, "I'm not going to be around for that." And he goes, and I said, "What's up?" And he said, "It's the movie premiere." And I said, "Well, I'd love to go there." He said, "Well, the next one's in New York or LA." And he goes, "Can you make one of those?" And I was like, I didn't answer him back.
Like, no. I know. I'm in it. And he was like, "You should really go to all three." I was like, I do you know
I have
my
no
life?
desire,
I
no
cannot.
desire to go to New
It's
York.
not even
or
that.
LA.
I just can't. Like, I'm like, it's all I
Yeah.
can do to like get away from my kids to go to the one in Austin, only because we can drive there and go to it and then spend the night and then drive back the next morning. And we will be exhausted when we come home because we will have gotten up early to make sure we get back in time. But I will do it because he's my friend. And also, I'm in the movie. And I am, please, let me tell you, I steal the show. I'm just kidding.
I believe you do.
I'm kidding. There's not even, so apparently they messed up the shot. There's not even like a close up of me when I'm talking. So they like wanted to do a close up and there's not. And so like I'm just,
Mrs.
like,
Golightly, I must protest.
I'm there at a distance in this like assembly meeting and like it's just a very wide shot of me, but you can hear me. Steven, oh my gosh, my husband's on. Steven said, "Say your line." I don't remember it.
Say your line.
don't-
I'm ready for my close up, Mr. DeMille.
Yeah, I don't even remember it. So I don't know. It was something.
I just imagine it Sarah being Sarah in Sarah
Kinda, yeah.
character going,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Like basically, yes.
Yeah.
Basically, yes. I was being a spicy mom. So
I lost my virginity to a
Nailed
girl.
it.
I lost my virginity to a girl that was 4'7". Does that count as a midget?
this that went did are you saying you or did you read that? Was that someone's comment?
No, it's me.
We were way past that. So I'm just wondering why
Well,
we
you
went
know,
back to
you
that.
tend to bring up the things that you're thinking about. She was 5 feet tall. She wasn't 4'7". Just kidding.
I mean, that's
4'7".
a big difference.
This cup is taller than 4'7".
Yeah, 4'7", you'd be like, I feel like I'm. That would be.
Well, let me
strange.
just say, you couldn't kiss her. Be like, where you at? Where you at, girl? Well, folks, this was the last time I was ever on Facebook or YouTube.
I'm like, what just happened? We had to go.
Party Foul
gone
Steve
past
summed it up. He
this.
said, "That's the tequila talking."
I guess so.
I'm sorry, man. I just couldn't get my mind off the midgets.
Clearly, and in the dirtiest way possible.
What? Listen, here's the deal. If there's words you don't want us to say, then stop giving them really cool words. Okay?
Like what?
Midget.
That's a cool. That's
It's a great
cool
word. It's a great word.
Okay. So speaking of
Jesse
that,
Payton
so,
has a great bit about being a midget. You have to come to a show to see it. Or the
Yeah.
word midget or retard. I like you and I both love that word. That's a great
You
word.
said retard.
It is. Well, we have variations of that. Retard.
That's like on The Hangover when he said something about Raymond and he said, and he was a retard.
That's where I got it from. But he was a retard.
And he was a retard.
Listen, I'm in the fight. I'm in the fight to actually bring that word back. Okay, because
Me
the
too.
people, because
Me too.
again, it's one of my favorite words. You know, and we have favorite director Kayla there at the Blaze. Is she still at the Blaze? I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know what she's doing, but she's still there.
Yeah, but she's there. She's with Normal World or whatever she's doing.
I don't think so, but yeah.
I don't know what she's doing, but either way, she's got a thing. She's got a thing. And I used to ask her all the time. I was like, "Can I say this word now?" And she's like, "No, you can't say this word." But see, like you used to couldn't say the word queer, and then suddenly you could say the word queer again.
Yeah.
Like then they started saying, "But I'm queer," and I'm like, "Am I allowed to say queer?" Yeah, because I'm a queer. I was like, there was no national memo that went out and said queer is acceptable.
Right.
So I don't understand these people who get to decide what words can be used and all that kind of stuff. So these days, whenever people like you and me use the word retard, we're not talking about a kid that has a mental challenge. We're not talking about that. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about lefty progressives out there, a bunch of Riris that jump online and want to try to justify bullshit like killing babies in the womb, or go out there and parade their junk around at a pride deal in front of children. I mean, that's the kind of things I'm like that. You are retarded. Like first of all, my thinking is tarded. Yours has been retarded. So stop being retarded. Like, I think it's a great word. Like I told you about those people that confronted me one time and wanted me to apologize because I called Kamala Harris retarded. I was like, but she is. And they they had a child there. No, wasn't a child, a 21-year-old daughter who had a thing going on. And they said, "Would you say that to her face?" And I was like, "No, I wouldn't say it to her face. I wasn't referring to her." "Well, you need to apologize publicly." And I was like, "I'll die. I will die. I will let the tanks roll over my Tiananmen Square Chinese body on CNN before I apologize to you for using the word retarded. I will stand there in Red Square in front of Lenin's dead corpse and let the firing squad put bullets through me before I say I'm sorry for using a word." I don't know how much clearer I can be on that shit.
Also, hold on.
What?
Was the girl retarded? Because
no. No.
Okay, because I was gonna say if she was, and they're saying, would you say that to her?
No,
I'd be like,
because I don't know. I think she might have had Down syndrome, which I don't like. That's different. You have Down syndrome,
right? I didn't say you were retarded. You have Down syndrome. That's different. You get a pass.
You have Down syndrome,
right?
There's a different deal. Nobody's actually talking to a child. Nobody's talking to a person who has a mental disability or something like that. That's not what we're talking about.
Right.
I mean, my best friend in the whole wide world, Cooper Wade, has a nonverbal cerebral palsy daughter who just turned 21 years old. Anna's one of the most beautiful people I've ever known in my life. I've watched this child grow up. I love her. Dear God in heaven, she's a precious light in this universe. And it's like, nobody's talking about those people. Nobody's talking about somebody that has that kind of challenge going on. We're talking about politicians in the Beltway of Washington, D.C., who are up there passing laws and legislation from bills that are 5,000 pages deep, more words than the Bible ever dreamed of being, and you hadn't read that shit to begin with. And it's putting all kind of restrictions. Well, why haven't the GOP closed the border? They didn't pass that bill. Because it sends $65 billion to Gaza, Israel, and Ukraine, you retarded fuck. And that's how you use that word.
I do think, that word, gay and retarded, needs to come back. Period.
What was the first one?
Gay.
Did we ever lose that word?
Sort of. And then also the other F word that's not fuck.
I love that word. That's the one I was always asking Kayla about. I was like, can I say that word?
I know.
And I almost said it just now because I'm not talking about gay people when I say it. I'm talking about
but
Steve
neither
Helms.
is anyone else.
I'm talking about Steve Helms. Like I'm talking about my guitar player, my buddy, Steve Helms band, the Texas legend. I'm like, when I say that word, I'm talking about him. I don't think he's gay, but he could be. Shit, I don't know. He's got questionable morals. He might be happy as June. I don't know. That's pour number 6. I'm down with this flavor right now. You know what? You can go to bed. I'm carrying on. I'm in a zone, man. I'm here to get canceled, baby. You know how I said earlier where people's never seen me drunk? Asterisk by this segment of the show. The footnote says, Chad Prather knows how to pretend to be drunk.
We're going to get Top Hat as a sponsor.
I love Top Hat Provisions.
We're going to message them and be like, we both love you. We both have you in our houses.
They're probably Riri's too, though.
Do you think?
I don't know. Let's see where they come from.
I'd like to believe not.
Festival Born. That sounds gay. They're from distributed by Top Hat Provisions, San Francisco, California,
Oh
94107.
no.
And in the trash. I'll find something else. Son of a bitch.
Oh, it's so good though. I mean,
You know what?
listen.
Y'all just saw something happen live on social media. Heartbreak.
What?
Heartbreak. It's like that right there. That what just happened to me is like when the dude proposes to his girlfriend in a stadium full of 30,000 people, and she goes, like a horse trying to spit out ivermectin.
Okay. So far, let me just tell you this. So far, it is June 3rd, and they have not posted a gay pride thing yet. Okay? That's
Who?
all I can tell you.
Oh, you looked him up. Denise is on
I'm
the
looking at
live
their
chat. Let me tell you,
Instagram.
Denise. Oh my God, Denise, I love you. She was drunk in
God.
Biloxi. She came up on stage. I brought her on stage,
It's drunk in Biloxi.
and we brought her on
You
stage.
brought her on stage, and then what? Number
God
6.
bless her.
Go.
She just gave $5 in the super chat. I did. Denise, I love you so much. I'm coming back to Biloxi. I want to see you. She made my set, my 25 minutes on stage at that Biloxi show that I did with a bunch of other comedians, Zach and Dustin and Jesse. She came on stage drunk, and we just had the best time because of her. She was a good sport with that deal. God bless you, Denise. I love you.
Wow.
Cajun Lass on Instagram. God bless you, girl.
By the way,
I have the best time at my shows. I have the best time at my shows.
it's probably the tequila, honestly.
I'm a kind human being, Sarah.
Well, I was just going to tell the chat that Chad and I are looking at dates to try to do some live shows together.
Dating cities. Let's market this thing. Let's do that, Sarah. Like I tell you what I'll do. If you'll text me in the morning, because I just broke up with Monk Fruit, Top Hat Provisions,
It's going to be
and
a
I'm a
long
little
night for you.
brokenhearted. If you'll do me a favor, if you'll text me in the morning, I'm gonna get my agent on top of that thing. We're gonna market some Sarah and Chad.
Let's do it.
Live with Sarah and Chad. We're gonna come out there and we're gonna burn them. You hear how I mumble that? Did you see Dave Rubin, what he said today?
No.
You know, listen,
Oh,
Dave
God.
and I, Dave is what he is. I
Okay.
don't care, but I love Dave. Dave is conservative woke.
Dave is a good friend.
He is a good friend.
Like
and
he
can
nice
handle
friend.
the jokes.
Yeah.
He just had what's that guy's name? Russell Brand on his show.
Did he?
Yeah, Dave's a big deal.
Wow.
He said on the clip of Fauci testifying today, he said, speaking as an unvaccinated podcaster, Fauci can go himself.
That's almost exactly what I said.
And I was like, I liked it. I gave him a little heart on Instagram.
Did you give me a heart? You didn't give me a heart.
I don't see you on Instagram. You're sporadic.
I told Fauci to go fuck himself too, and I don't see that you gave me a heart. Just saying.
Well,
Just saying, Chad. Speaking as a pureblood here.
Hey, refresh your feed and look now, bish.
Watch Chad like you're real now.
Hey, you know what? Better late than never. What the hell?
It's okay. I'm shadow banned.
You
So
are
are you,
shadow
by the
banned.
way.
No.
Like way more than me.
Oh, I went to dinner last week with Meta, with Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. I thought about doing a truck video of this. Let's see. Is anybody still with us? Are people still listening to this show? Because I want to tell this story for sure. I want people to hear it.
Hold on, I'm dying. Okay.
Have you had a cough? A little tickle in your throat?
Yeah.
I've had one for 2 months. It might be the cancers. I don't know. But
No, I think it's like the new COVID.
hey, I was going to tell you, by the
Oh my God,
way,
here we go.
for anybody that hasn't seen the couple of episodes back, I had the people that sponsor my show with Warrior Essentials, and they have the deal that fights the spike proteins. That's an interesting interview. Tomorrow night on my show, Kaylee Kozak, who Kaylee's Law in Arizona, she came in, she flew in, did 2 episodes with me. We talked about what she went through, her ordeal as being an abuse survivor from sexual assault from someone very close to her. Tomorrow night, we're going to talk about what the law she passed and the proactive activism that she's gotten into and the things she's gotten done. Anyway, tune in for that deal.
He's already lost his train.
I went to Meta. I went to dinner before I went and met up with you the other night.
Mhm.
I went to dinner with you folks will not believe this exists. The conservative head of policy for Facebook and Instagram for Meta. Good guy. Donald Trump Jr. recommended him. And so we met with him. And my friend Christian Collins, who ran for Congress for Kevin Brady's seat that Morgan Luttrell won, he was with us, made the connection there. And I've known Christian forever. You know Christian. You've been at the Texas Youth Summit that he does. So we all went to dinner with him, a couple of other folks. And it was interesting. I showed him my analytics from Instagram because it was just a quick snapshot. And he didn't say it, but it was definitely a WTF moment for him when he looked at it and he goes, what the hell is happening? And I said, he goes, what can I do for you? I said, I want you to go find the button that resets my algorithm because I got a page with 2 million followers. I got a page with 1.5 million followers. I got a page with 1.3 million. I got a page with 750,000 followers. I want you to go, my Instagram has 506,000 followers. I want you to go find that button that resets my algorithm because if I subscribe to Amazon.com and only 20% of my packages show up, I'm going to be pissed off.
Right.
People subscribe to this, 368,000 followers on YouTube, and you're going to sit here and tell me that in a live feed where we are blowing it up, Sarah, that right now there's only 213 people watching? Pisses me off. And he goes, I wish a button like that exists. I said, the button exists. I wish you were powerful enough to know where it was and go push it.
Right. Wow. Did you really say that?
Yeah, I said it because the button exists.
Damn.
I know the button exists. And I know why. And when you and I are in a private conversation, I'll tell you how I know the button exists, and I'll tell you what surrounds the button that exists. But social media has a button that can reset those algorithms, and all the people that ever, you know how Snake Plissken. If you don't know Snake Plissken, you guys need to go watch Escape from New York. Forget Escape from LA. Just go watch Escape from New York, the very first one, where Kurt Russell is Snake Plissken. They drop him in to go rescue him in New York. The president of the United States. They rescue him from the Duke of New York. Hey, number one. That's a badass movie, and it's also our future. That deal right there. Let me tell you. That's a work. Anyway, things I want to say. There's a button that exists. The button exists. And you ain't powerful enough to go touch it.
I'd like to touch it. Button, obviously.
What is going on right now? This is pure entertainment. Are you not entertained? This is pure entertainment, Sarah. We give it to them. And then, you know what? People will watch this back and be like, Chad Prather just drinks all the time. I do not.
Number 7, bitch.
Technically, that's still 6. At this stage, all I'm doing is drinking faggoty-ass monk fruit.
Listen.
Listen, can I point out the genius of my comedy? I will tell you that I won't say a word, and then I'll wait 10 minutes, and I'll bring the word back. And people are like, he's drunk. Bitch, I planned that the whole time. Anybody smart enough to bring their ice up here in a Yeti so that it don't melt knows what's up.
Yeah, to be fair, he did. I was like, hello, I'm here. Where are you? Before we started the live chat, he was like, I'm getting ice.
Yeah.
I'll be there in a minute. I'm getting ice. Okay.
Sarah,
So,
our hour-long show is now 2 hours long.
wow.
And what's Steven thinking about this?
I don't know. I think he's just watching it in the other room. Steven, will you comment if you're still watching this? Maybe he
I'm
fell
gonna jump
asleep.
over
I don't know.
the thing that I hate about this deal is it goes to all the Facebook pages. I wish it combined it into one. Like there's 2 people watching on my personal Facebook page.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Steven's still on. He's watching.
And there's 2 people watching. Anthony Russo and Lori Murray. They've all given up.
Steven
I'm
said
telling
he's
you,
laughing at us.
I'm
So,
telling you,
yeah,
the
but
Facebook
have
algorithm.
Well, you have 1 billion Facebook pages.
Yeah, but there's a 1.5 million on that one, and there's 2 people watching.
Yeah.
So that ought to tell you.
messed up.
This one.
Steven said the best part is this is basically just like a phone call with y'all.
Yeah, this is 14 people watching on the other one. So, like that right there.
Roll
'cause
Tide, Scott.
You're watching. You are commenting on my. So on Facebook, there's profiles and there's pages. Profiles are the things where you get you get friend requests and you can send them back and forth. That's a profile. Then there's pages. Sara Gonzalez has a personal profile page. Then she has a Sara Gonzalez page.
Mm-hmm.
On my page, there's 18 people watching. You can't tell me. You can't tell me that this isn't. I mean, come on. Literally 5 million followers combined. I mean, the reach that you and I have. There was, I had a substitute producer that came in today. She came and looked at all the stuff yesterday. My normal producer walked her through everything. And she,
hold on. It's a she?
It's a she. You know what her job is?
Hot?
No. She's my normal producer, Shy.
Okay.
His girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
I only use a couple of substitute producers in recent weeks. They're all fantastic people. I love all of them. Shy's my guy. Okay. Shy is my Singaporean. She's Vietnamese. I don't know. These people, they find a way. But anyway, they find each other. And so she came in and what she does for a living, Sarah, is she does Facebook ads for major corporations. And I said, okay. Oh, girl, I'm about to pick your brain. After picking her brain for 30 minutes, I found out that all the shit that I normally do is what you're supposed to do. And that pissed me off. But she looked at our engagement and she looked at the reach. She looked at the analytics and she goes, you're killing it. You're killing it. And I was like, could you tell the numbers? Could you tell? I mean, I know that I reached 3.7 million people in the last 28 days on Facebook. But it should literally be tens of millions if you take what it once was.
Right.
That's why I keep saying if I'd have stayed a progressive liberal. Oh, and by the way, we changed the name Political Cowboy, which has been forever. So, well, at least forever since 2017. Political Cowboy is now Real Chad Prather. And my heart broke a little bit when I changed that name.
I bet.
Quit you, monk fruit. It's June. You're back.
Oh my God, there it is. There it is. Chad's got to be a little bit gay. It's June.
I've always been a little bit gay.
Just the tip?
Well, just the porn, I promise you. There's people hate my guts.
What are you going to sleep? What are you doing?
No, I'm reading this text message. I thought about reading it out loud, but I'm not going to. It's a text message. I'm not going to read it out loud. All right, Sarah, we got to go. I love doing this. I love doing this with you on Mondays.
Me too.
I'm going to see you in person on Friday.
That's what I was going to say is come to my set on Friday. Shall I bring the tequila? Will you travel with it?
No.
What do I need to know?
I always have it.
I mean, I know, but I just want to make sure you're taken care of when you come to Blaze HQ.
You know, you know how you, I mean, does Glenn Beck ever ask about me? Has
No.
he asked about me once in the 6 months since I've been gone?
No, someone mentioned your name and he said, who?
Trust me, that was probably back in 2020. After I just walked past him and said, "Hi, how's the fam?" Yeah, no, I'm coming up there on Friday. I got the show in Waxahachie. It's sold out. I mean, I say it's sold out. If you're solo and lonely, there's a couple of seats somewhere in the building. These theaters frustrate me because they have odd numbers in their rows, and there's always that one in the middle
That's
that you can't actually say you're sold out. It'll be sold out though.
Gonna be sold out. So make sure you check that out.
You know what? I'll tell you this. It's like these companies in June, they're sold out enough.
Oh God, don't even get me started.
Just enough to piss me off. I think I'm dying now.
It's the AIDS. It's fine.
I'm about to ugly
It's June.
cry.
It's the AIDS is getting everyone. It's okay.
Ah,
Just be like Magic Johnson. Shake it off. You're gonna be fine.
I don't think he shook it off. I think shaking it off is what got him AIDS. Shook it
wouldn't
off
know.
in the wrong person.
Well, just listen, everyone. It's June. Be careful which toilet seats you hover over. Okay, you never know where AIDS is lurking. You don't. It's communicable. I don't know if it can jump from host to host.
Sarah, here's the thing, and this will get me in trouble, maybe. But what doesn't? Here's the thing. You know how HIV and AIDS used to sort of be like a deterrent? Like, I don't want to suck no dick because
I could get AIDS.
now they got those medicines. Pretty much now it's just like, well, everybody's got it.
Yeah.
It's like if you live in West Hollywood, if you're in, it's like shedding.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, no, it's fine if you get AIDS. You can just take this prescription.
You live forever in the whole deal, but it's still a problematic thing. I'm just saying, whatever. You do your thing, but there's
I'm
consequences.
just saying.
Consequences.
I'm just saying.
There's nothing that's kind of restricting anything anymore. And so people are like, you know what, let's go. And you know what the proof of that whole deal is in COVID, we restricted the shit out of ourselves. Fauci came out.
Not us.
But Fauci came out today and said, I don't know who came up with the 6 foot distancing or the masking of the children. But, like, bitch, you just admitted it was all a lie.
Yep.
And you can't say bye to grandma, and you got to hug people through, little plastic shower curtains. I mean, all this bullshit that was going on, shutting people down, Zoom calls for education was dumb. It was dumb. And everybody went with it. But you know where they said, screw your protocols is when they came out with monkeypox, and the protocol was you can't rub your genitals on another person. Everybody's like, no, screw you. We're doing that. We're doing that.
And then do you recall when that came out and then it was like, 2 gay men and their dog now have monkeypox. And you're like, wait a second.
This is when I want to take this corkscrew / bottle opener and just start driving it into my ear. Just
A gay couple's dog ended up with monkeypox today in San Francisco, California. You're like, what? Hold on. Wait a second. Can we get a little bit more investigation into this?
You know what dog gets monkeypox more than any other? The poodle.
Why did you laugh so hard at your own joke?
The poodle. Because it takes in the poo purr. All right, Sarah, I'll see you Friday.
All right, fine. I'll see you Friday.
I'll get this out of print book by John Mason called
Hey,
The
don't hold
Impossible
on.
is Possible.
No, don't. Let me promote my stuff before this person.
I don't know if John Mason's even still alive, actually.
Okay, shut up. Don't listen to Chad.
All right,
Go
promote something.
to wherever you get your audio podcasts. Subscribe to Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered. Also subscribe to Come and Take It, which is my Texas podcast, and also rate and review the show, and you might see your review read live on air. That's all.
So you're not just promising that you'll actually read them.
Yeah, I read them.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
I tell people like flattery is key. So like, don't, I mean, like say something nice and you'll probably see it read. If you tell me I'm a bitch, I'm probably not going to read it. But other than that,
are you on my live chat? Are you not on the live chat on my YouTube? Is it on yours or no?
I think I can see all of them. I'm pretty sure.
Well, if you could see mine, drop the link to your podcast. All you got to do is go to @Sarah Gonzalez with an S TX.
Well, the thing is,
you know what everybody could do? They could just go the extra mile and Google Sarah Gonzalez.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, just go to where you get your audio podcasts. If you have it on Apple Podcasts, go to the podcast app and search it. If you have it on Spotify, because they're all different links. If you have it on Spotify, go to the Spotify search and then just type in Sarah Gonzalez.
Like it frustrates
just type it
me.
in. Go ahead.
It frustrates me, Sarah, that when you have this many millions of people who see your stuff on the regular, like if you go to watchchad.com, there's a podcast link, and I have all the places in that link where you can find my show: Spotify, iHeart, Apple, Rumble, blah, blah, blah. And like people are always like, you should put your show on Rumble. I'm like, you should go to Rumble and search my name. It fascinates me. This like, why? I love it when people are like, they ask you questions. Like I say, I'm going to be at the Funny Bone in Liberty Township, Ohio. Where's the Funny Bone in Liberty Township, Ohio? Like the same words you just sent me, you could have put in Google, and holy shit, the revelation. It's amazing to me. Like, I don't understand that next step. That's why I'm like, I'm at a point now, I've done this long enough where I'm like, you're not serious. You're disingenuous. Right. And if you're that dumb, I probably don't want you coming to my show because you ain't going to get the jokes. I'm being mean, but I'm also being honest.
I want you to come to my show. I accept.
You have a show? I love that. I posted something on TikTok today where I was talking about my girlfriend was at a store and there was $100 bill on the windshield. You're like, girlfriend, weepy face, sad face. I'm like, bitch, you ain't grieving. You ain't kept up with the last 4 years of my life. You still think I'm married and you think I'm supposed to, like, what am I supposed to do?
No. Thank God.
Here's what I'm doing, Sarah. Let's do a little of this. Let's do. I can't say I legally.
My
can't
words,
say
not yours. My words, not yours. My words, not yours.
Legally
I own
can't.
my words. That's my words.
All right. So the Chad Prather show is we're ranked at 123 right now, but we only do 2 shows a week, so that doesn't help us with the algorithm. 123. Let's do Sarah Gonzalez.
Oh my God. Also,
You're the first one that populates, boo thing. You're at 62, but you're down 5. That means you were at 57.
Yeah.
62 is a good number to be at. Now, mine comes out tomorrow. I'll pop back up to about, 85, 95, something like that. Okay. But yours is ranked currently at 62. I don't know if you knew this or not, but you're 187 in South Korea.
It's some of the countries that my podcast ranks in. I'm just like, Australia, I get some of it, but then it's like, like Uruguay or something. And I'm like,
do you know my Facebook, my Facebook can't be monetized right now because apparently I'm in Croatia. Now, I had a Facebook expert yesterday look at my account, and you know what? Can't figure out how to change that. But apparently I'm in both the United States and Croatia.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah. I got more power to travel through time than Doctor Strange. Let's read one of your reviews. Total trash. 1 star. Don't waste your time. That's HRHT cat. Here's a 4-star. See, I like the 4 stars. Like, why you couldn't go 5 on it? This is Sarah Gonzalez's show. Love the commentators and their work. I would give 5 stars except for a recent ad. You're a dick, is what you are, person. Please stop advertising gambling sites. Gambling is addictive and ruins families. Listen, whatever. I mean, you're not wrong, but you know what? If you'd have gambled that 5th star, you don't know what might have happened. Don't just read the 5-star reviews. Here's one. This is from John Deere Spoker, Model D. The best way on deciding whether to subscribe to another podcast is to read the lowest ratings. That way you see what other listeners think. John Deere's taken a long way to get to this. It might be that over 3,000 5-star reviews, there may be only 102 and 1-star reviews. That only means that this is a podcast that is preaching to. I got to go to the full review. Holy shit, John Deere.
God, Chad, you're.
That means a podcast is preaching to the converted. Of those, only 100 you find out genuine concerns and opinions, especially from those who are the target audience. They are often an authentic voice. This motherfucker took us to trigonometry. You know what? My algorithm and my IQ just went down reading that stupid shit. Thank you for the explanation, dickhead. You know, it's a talk show. We talk, we give opinions. There's not a lot of forethought. We just get on here and off the top of our heads. So I tell you what you should do, butt fuck, is what you should do is you should put a camera and lights in front of your face with a director that counts you in with a little thing in your ear, the little voice of God right here that's talking to you. And then you should try to make a coherent fucking sentence, you dumb cuck. Instead, you're busy sitting in the corner of the hotel room while your wife gets trashed by a black dude. This is why I don't go to number 7, Sarah. That's why I say, I don't care what review you leave, just leave a 5-star rating because you can't do what we do. Dumbass. Put a coherent, intelligent, common sense, complex thought out there for anybody with all this shit going on while somebody over there is doing a camera switch while you see yourself from this angle. And then in your vision, you can see in your peripheral vision, and then you see yourself from this angle, then from this angle. And you're supposed to give some intelligent thought and put it on national TV or a place where thousands upon millions of people are watching this thing. And by and large, you get thousands of 5-star reviews. But John Deere, you're the one stupid motherfucker that siphoned too much gas through a hose and swallowed that shit so that now you're retarded. And that's the proper use of that word. Y'all should get Lalo Tequila. This is Don Julio's grandson. It's just as good, but it's half the price.
No. No.
Say something, John Deere. No. I'm provocative, but the feds aren't beating on my door.
Oh, dear.
Whatever.
Yet.
I ain't got a lot to live for. I got in a blaze of glory.
I'll tell you one thing. Everybody. I'll go out in a blaze of glory. They won't take me alive. They won't do it. I'll go out there and I'll be like, hey, man, come on, come and get me. Come and get me. Come and take it. That's the name of Sara Gonzalez's other show. Come and take it. You watch it. I'm going to be on it tomorrow.
Go subscribe. Yeah, chat's on tomorrow. Oh, God, here we go.
God. Sarah, we should do this more often.
That's what I'm saying.
They should honestly pay us to do it. This is better. Theo Vaughn.
Get us a thing.
I can't. Neither of us contractually can do a damn thing.
Well, that's
we can go live on our social medias. This is not a podcast.
Can you accept super chats?
My stuff is so twisted up and messed up. I don't know where the money goes. I don't know that Google's paid me in 5 years. It may go to my ex-wife for all I know. Everything else does.
Listen.
Sarah said that. I didn't say it.
I'm saying don't send it then. That is, you might as well just send it straight to hell. From Sara Gonzalez, and that is all.
All right. Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered, AmericanBeautyBySarah.com, RealWomen'sClub.com, PrayTherTees.com, WatchChat.com. If you want that shirt that she's wearing, you can go to PrayTherTees.com. I'm going to get all the money, but I'll give Sarah some love.
I'll get a tip.
I'll give her just the tip, the rainbow colored tip. All right.
You know you want it.
Who? What?
I said
What-
you
what?
know you want it. Okay, so here's the
what?
deal. Go to PrayTherTees.com, go to RealWomen'sClub.com, go to Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered YouTube tomorrow at noon Central Time. Our interview is dropping from the Texas GOP convention, and then come back to Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered on Friday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern to see Chad Prather on Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered again.
And come see me in Ohio and scene. Sarah, I love you.
Love you.
I'll be there early on Friday
Okay.
for makeup.
I'll get you some tequila.
All right. You could have been. I love you guys. Everybody that was watching, God bless you. If I offended you, nut up. Hey, listen, the other thing is I'm going to go over here to the computer. I'm going to turn this thing off. So, Sarah, if you want to say your goodbyes.
All right, you guys have a great night. Chad needs to go to bed. Have a great night. We'll see you guys next time on our live stream. Take care.